All right, hey guys, here we are, hole number 9. Revision here for you. I'm going to put together this extra set just to take a look at kind of refining some of these adjustments that I may or may not have, hit the best shots in my first couple playthroughs. You can see this is a very tricky course to be very exacting with the way that we're going to want. I'm going to back off here and only go up to 2 on the top spin now. Just try to kind of secure this into the fairway. Another thing that you can do is you could try to go power 4 options as well, which will also be pretty decent options. I'm going to go just a shade more than 8 rings. And you can see with about how much I'm curling. And here you can see up to the very tip top of the fairway. This is more or less what we want to shoot for. Maybe even just keep it just a touch shorter. Now, you don't necessarily need to tweak your topspin. One of the things that you can do is just ever so gently switch your pull angle. You can see I was actually a little bit forward because I was moving to lower ground. If you just almost pull just straight down on that, as opposed to adding that little bit of extra that I did, it probably would have nestled up a little bit slower. So keep that tip in mind. It was my first time on that spin, so I didn't know, whether or not that was going to be, but as close as that is, I'd probably be just a little bit more exacting straight in the future. You can see what my opponent's doing with a hook slice, also something that you can do, but you're going to have to be very consistent with that, with different wind angles, and very tough to replicate time and time again. So, maybe worth just making sure this is perfection, that, you make sure that you don't wind up in the water. It's kind of the foremost, most important thing that you'll want to focus on. So what I'm typically going to do is just kind of aim in here. I'm thinking 1.8-ish per ring. So here's 5 rings, 1.8-ish, that's 6 some. So it's kind of hard to see, but it looks like probably about 6.5. Maybe just a gentle curl here. No extra power or anything. Just trying to kind of avoid these branches. Just gently roll it up towards this fairway for a nice straight downwind, tailwind pitch. Just to kind of guarantee your eagle. But you can see the look that my opponent does have. It is just a little bit cleaner. One of the things that you'll probably want to do, you'll want to keep that ball guide a little bit probably shorter on something like this. It is going to stretch out. The tendency here is going to be to miss left. So I would imagine, that was probably the mistake, because what's going to end up happening, this ball guide expands, which causes the ball guide to kind of stay up here to the left on the high side. So that's more or less, you can see it looks like maybe 7-ish rings there on that adjustment. Perfect ball. And just as I mentioned, it stretches out, pulls to the left. If you do want to go that hook slice method, there's the shot. You can see it in the video. As I mentioned, sometimes, I feel just a little bit insecure about doing shots like that, especially with angled winds on a tight fairway location. So you will want to be, very careful with how you play a 16 versus a 19. Make sure that if you are going to do that shot, that you do the necessary things to make just the minorest changes to make sure that you don't, wind up in trouble. So be very careful with that shot. But here's a way for you to safely, just kind of secure the eagle and not have to worry too much. So keep that in mind. Good luck with your rounds, guys. Let me know how it goes. And take care, everyone. See you guys.